Hello. I am going to do a quick read here for y'all. My apologies if anyone's missed the dailies. I took a couple days off from readings. A mini vacation, if you will. Okay? So, let's see what comes out this evening. All right. Yeah, we had some bald eagle trivia the other day. Witch with an owl here on the bottom of the deck. Be the light, it says. It says here, one of the largest bird nests in the world, the bald eagle's woven stick home is usually 2 to 4 feet tall and 5 to 6 feet wide. I have seen a bald eagle, an eagle's nest on top of, like when you're at the grocery store and the big security lights they have in the parking lot. Yeah, I've seen one on top of that. And you can't move it because they're protected. So it's a little strange, and it's like, wait a second, is that so? But I mean, it's like, no, that's not a decoration. That's just where they decided to put their nest. Like, okay. Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. Okay, that's what you may be being asked to do here. So maybe there's some kind of thing that you do that is worthy of marketing. Okay. And once you start marketing this skill, this talent, you're going to get greater abundance. Okay. See beyond the current situation. So, collective, you might be seeking out, like as you're watching a reading currently. But you're going to start seeing more clearly what you've been looking for, because you've been taking the time to focus on it, basically. And maybe that's because you have this, hobby or whatever that you're like, well, you know what? I mean, this is nice, but, yeah, I mean, maybe, you put it out on some website or something, and then, whatever. I mean, who knows? Let's keep going. Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Again, some more masculine energy. Okay, so what is the energy that some ancestors with masculine energy, okay, think about that and how that impacts your life now or then, or how you would like it to in the future. Okay. Stargazer, set your sights higher. Okay, so maybe this is part of the message that your ancestor is trying to come through to you, that whatever this trade is that you're good at, that you need to set your sights higher in terms of goals. Okay. Shaman, trust in higher forces. So the seer, the star ancestor, I mean, and this could be one of those things where it's like, oh, well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of other people. See, this says medicine mother. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other people that, maybe make herbs or spice packets or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But, or candles. But do they make them the exact way that you do? No. Okay, so, what's the big deal? And you're not taking away from anybody else when that happens. Okay? So, some people see competition like that as such a negative thing, but you know, you're just expressing yourself the same as they are, and you have every right to do so. Okay. So this trader thing, this, you know, he has, I'll show you this card again. He has his hand kind of like over his heart. So I feel like this is something that he's passionate about. Okay. I'm not saying drop everything and, you know, go on, you know, the gypsy highway or whatever, but, you know, there's ways to do things that don't necessarily interrupt your day to day until, you know, maybe you're able to turn that part time into a full time. You know what I mean? Eight of Swords. Yeah, so somebody could be making you feel like this new trade, this new thing that you're doing is just not working. Okay. Queen of Swords. Yeah, collective. You just see things differently. You see things more cut and dry. Whereas this person might not be seeing the why or the purpose of what you're doing. Okay. Three of Pentacles. So the Star Ancestor here could be guiding you. Oh yeah, have some patience, but could be guiding you towards people that you want to be working with. Okay. Who doesn't want that, right? Wow, Ace of Swords with the Stargazer. So again, you had the Queen of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. And you have the Shaman card over here as well, Medicine Mother as well. Okay, it's kind of wild. All right, so Seven of Wands with the Shaman. This could be one of these things where you've put boundaries up and people could be coming at you, but you're just very like ho hum about it. You're just like, I don't, this doesn't bother me at all. You know what I mean? You were like, I already followed my instructions. I took two and call me in the morning, right? You know, it's just, you know, you don't need anything fancy. You don't need to be all stressed out about this venture, okay? Because you're more straightforward about things than other people are here as well with the swords. You know, you're not as emotional, okay? And there's some people that it's like, you know, it's just, they just hop from one thing to the next, and there was never like a backup plan. There was never, you know, any safety net, any of these things planned, right? And that's why, you know, sometimes they do these karmic things, right? But that doesn't mean you need to get in the middle of it, right? Okay, so with the Stargazer, set your sights higher. This might be one of those things where at one time you were involved with somebody that was karmic and you need to set your sights higher with people that have bigger visions than what that person had. Okay. And I feel like for you, this is kind of comes easily here, like with the Shaman card, it says, trust in higher forces. Okay. And he's standing behind like this clock. And then think about like a compass. You know, I mean, there's just some certain things that aren't going to change. Right? And it's us who must adapt. Okay. So as much as other people might be trying to run in the other direction, that doesn't mean that you have to. Okay. And what's going to happen is you're going to find your own flow, and you're going to end up, you know, just being ahead. Okay. Where, you know, you end up like this, right? Just kind of like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. And you're like with this Queen of Pentacles energy as well. Yeah. And then look at this Ace of Cups. No problems. No problems. Okay. So, you know, I don't really know what else to say about that aside from, you know, sometimes people can put forth some aggravations that don't really fit your current, goals and strategies. So, that's a them problem, right? That's not necessarily a you problem. Okay. So, and I'm gonna, not even say any more about that. Anyway, until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.